And now we see the push for political inclusion ahead of the 2027 governorship election in Imo State appears to be gaining momentum as stakeholders from the Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta oil-producing areas insist that the proposed state charter of equity must translate into practical justice and representation. At a press conference in Owerri, the Imo State capital, stakeholders say the time has come for the oil-bearing communities to produce the next governor of the state, citing decades of contribution to the economy amid what they described as neglect and marginalization. Our Imo State correspondent, Itope Kutei, has the details in the report.
Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta local government areas remain the backbone of Imo State's oil and gas production. The area also hosts one of the largest onshore gas reserves in Africa. Stakeholders say the region's natural resources have significantly boosted federal allocations to the state and secured Imo's place within the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. Gathered here in Owerri for a press briefing, these concerned parties from the oil-rich areas say despite the rich economic resources, the area isn't gaining significant concentration politically, especially as conversation surrounding Imo State's 2027 governorship election is gradually taking shape.
We are trying to ensure, in fact, oil producing community, as I speak, there is a movement, there is a committee, that want to storm the National Assembly. That BIS what? Be amended, repealed and amended, because it is, counterproductive. It's counterproductive and inhumanity to what? Oil producing communities.
The only two local governments recognized by our constitution today as an oil producing communities, Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta. So we are being marginalized. Our fund is being utilized in other areas.
They are demanding that Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta produce the next governor of Imo State in 2027. And according to them, this will restore confidence and address years of alleged neglect.
We have some strategic demands we wish to make. And those demands are as follows. There have been the much touted Imo Charter of Equity, talking about power shift. Yes, the people of Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta are in support of power shift. But that power shift we support has to be internal, in the sense that we are demanding that any power shift in Imo State in 20 has to shift to Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta. Our people deserve a shot at the #1 office in the state.
As we continue to unfold, the oil-producing communities of Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta insist that the Charter of Equity must go beyond political rhetorics and reflect fairness, inclusion, and justice for communities they say have contributed to development of Imo State for decades. Itope Kutei, Channels Television News.
The people of oil-producing communities of Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta local government areas of Imo State are clamoring for the 2027 governorship seat in Imo State, citing equity, inclusion, and the need to end decades of developmental neglect. The leaders say shifting power to their communities will foster stability, boost rural development, and allow them to leverage their economic, agricultural, and commercial potentials.
This is not a cry of entitlement, but a demand for justice, equity, and the recognition of our rightful place in the governance architecture of Imo State. Our resolution: Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta demand the #1 seat in Imo State for compensation. Reasons for our demand: 1, our economic sacrifice, our political exclusion. Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta remain the mainstay of Imo State and the nation at large, hosting the highest deposit of oil and gas in Africa. Yet, our indigenes have been systematically excluded from political power distribution since the creation of Imo State. We have never been allowed to produce the governor. This historic marginalization has bred frustration and compelled our youth to hold their leaders accountable for failing to reposition our local government areas.